Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and many more that I would spend the rest of the show speaking aloud of. But I'm so glad that you're here. This is consecutive week number 663. But who's counting? And I'm grateful that those who said this show about hope and happiness that balances out all the bad news out there wouldn't last more than a year. But 12 and a half years later, I am still here with positive talk as well as solutions to the things that are troubling us to help you claim your birthright to be happy 88% of the time. And I have topics and guests to that end. And you may recognize her. She's been here before. Actually, I think this is your third visit to my studio. Her name is Kimberly Meredith. She's a medical medium, trance channeler, hands-on healer, and spiritual teacher. She's blessed with a unique array of extraordinary healing and psychic abilities. Kimberly Meredith is quickly gaining recognition as one of the world's most gifted medical mediumship healers and spiritual seekers. She's often compared to Edgar Cayce, the father of holistic medicine, himself a medical medium and the most documented psychic of the 20th century. Her best-selling book, Awakening to Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing, is published by Macmillan and Hay House, UK. She's been prominently featured on Harper's Bazaar Vietnam, Eclair, I want to know how that happened, Eclair Magazine, Women Fitness, Preferred Health Magazine, LA Yoga Magazine, and the New York Daily News. A healer like no other, Kimberly Meredith bridges the gap between God and science. Please welcome back to my studio, Kimberly Meredith. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am happy. Thank you. Speaking of which, we're going to start the show the same way I usually do, which is to have breakfast with my guest. And you can have breakfast with us too. It involves taking a bite of your gratitude sandwich. So what does that mean? Top of the bun, things that you're grateful for outside of yourself. Bottom of the bun, things that you're grateful for inside of yourself. So specific as possible. We do 8 because 8's a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. So you'll see a lot of 8s always around me. And apparently that's also a number that we learned from Kimberly last visit. That is infinity. It's also a spiritual number, but we're going to get into that more when we finish breakfast. So let's just start with, what are you grateful for? And I say eyeballs rolling in now. Please do feel free to participate in this good life habit, this hashtag Blisscipline, as my big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith will call it. Put it in the chat. But only if you're not driving. If you are tuned in on the AM FM side, please wait until you're somewhere safe to log in your gratitude. So I'll start. I am grateful that my bonus mom, my 92-year young bonus mom, is out of the hospital. She was in there for 3 weeks with sepsis and MRSA, and she just fought it like a champ, and she's now at a skilled nursing for rehab. And I got to play bingo with her yesterday. So if you saw me on my social, that was to celebrate that. So I'm grateful for that. What are you grateful for, Kimberly?
That's great. I'm happy for you. Right now, I'm grateful for, I'm in Los Angeles. So I'm grateful for my home being okay, and I'm grateful for I evacuated my office. So my office is okay. So I'm grateful for that at the moment.
Yeah. I'm grateful that my friend Harlan knows that he's loved, even though he did lose his entire house. And worse off, he lost his fur baby who freaked out, got out of the carrier, and went back into the house. So I am grateful that he is, he started his office back up yesterday, temporary office, and he's moving through the grief. You know, I've been very vocal about not focusing and sitting in front of your TV, watching the same reels of the burning, because it just will keep you in that place that keeps you from healing. And, he was mentioning keeps remembering all the things that he didn't remember to bring. And my response was not to say, well, it's okay, because it's not okay. It sucks. And I'm sorry. And, feel it, and then focus on good things in your life, like the people who love and support you. So that's been my sort of, hope that people, as they move through this tragedy, can feel it fully and then heal. So yeah, it's Kimberly, when we hear of fires all the time, right? This is California, land of earthquakes and fires, but the beauty in it is way balances out that all of that. But when you know people personally who have gone through or lost, it's a whole new ball game, because your heart hurts for them. But I'm glad that you didn't have to, lose your office. So
Plenty of friends and family that have lost homes, though, and I'm devastated over loss. I grew up in Los Angeles. I was born here.
yeah,
And so because of that, it's a horrific devastation, and we're still involved in it. But I'm just so grateful that I was able to I have lots of equipment in my office. So, but I'm a warrior. So I drive right into the fire. So I drove right into the fire and got my stuff out. So I'm
okay.
grateful for that.
Okay. That's like, that goes into the bottom of the bun for sure. That you
Yeah.
have your warrior nature.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
Me coming from my nursing background,
That's right.
that's my thing. I feel like I got to save my clients, our equipment.
For sure. For sure. I'm grateful for all of the support. I was watching the Ram game last night, go Rams, with my bonus dad, and knowing that both teams donated and wore the fire, and just how we are all rising in LA to be
Yeah.
of support is beautiful to see, and I'm grateful for that. I am
Yes.
grateful. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to the bottom of the button, which is, what do you like about what do you like about yourself? And this is important, because if you don't really like yourself, you're going to have a real challenging time in life, because you're constantly looking for love in all the wrong places and looking for likes, literally, on social media. So I want you to work your muscle. What do you like and appreciate about yourself, so that when you put your bed on your pillow tonight, you're not thinking about who said something to hurt you, or what you forgot to do or didn't do. Instead, you are thinking about what you're grateful for about yourself and what you like. So this is a good life habit to get into, because it's my BS, my belief system, that it is the foundation of good mental health. So I like the fact that let's see, I am creative. I really enjoy the inspiration that comes a lot of the time when I'm meditating, but all throughout the day, and that I allow that creativity to generate money energy, to generate fun. And I appreciate that about myself. What about you, Kimberly?
That's so true about you.
Oh.
I think I've heard that. You know, I feel for me, I think what I like about myself is I don't take things personally. I don't. I mean, I feel like people can say things good, good or bad, and I don't take things personally. Really, I roll it off my shoulders, and also that's from being even young, being bullied. I got bullied.
Mm.
I don't take it personally because I think that the foundation is being. I am a warrior. And I don't know where I got that from, but maybe from being bullied as a kid. And I really feel a sense of this strong, and I see this right now going on in Los Angeles, which I love about the Angelinos. It's like this thing about just get up and just keep going. And that's me. I've been kicked down a lot and hard, but just get up and go. Like, just don't stop. And I do have that in me, and I'm happy I have that, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Absolutely. If you missed the extensive interview about Kimberly's background, you'll have to get it on my YouTube channel. Free subscribe. But you truly are resilient. Would be an understatement of what you've gone through, for sure. For sure. I appreciate my ability to laugh often and much, which is Ralph Waldo Emerson's definition of success. So in his book, I'm definitely successful because laughter is my favorite sound in the world. So, and one last thing that you like about yourself?
Oh my God, I love that. I love, like you just said, I have to have laughter. I have to, I love being funny. I just can't be around people that are not funny. And I love making jokes. So yes.
So looks aren't everything though, right? Sorry, that doesn't apply to you, but that's an old joke that I haven't done in a while.
No, you have to be funny. I can't handle it. Yeah.
Right, for sure. And we do definitely have that in common. I apologize. I'm multitasking. I'm putting the story that you are on live right now. And it's so funny that the suggested music that came on was, is there life after death? Isn't that weird? Wow, that's pretty cool. It's hashtag Naxcidental, not accidental. But
that's as long as your life after that's my son.
But thank you all for joining us for breakfast. Hopefully you will continue this good life habit for the next 28 consecutive days, with or without me on the show every weekday morning, because I want you to sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now, without further ado, it is the topic of the day, and it says, everything is awesome. My new way to transition from breakfast into the show. And I'm going to tell you what the topic of the day is, because I requested this topic, actually. I was read. She started to read me with information from the other side, from my spiritual guides, from my spiritual angels, or whatever you want to call them. And this is significant because I will say that I am a reluctant woo-woo, which is interesting because I've had so many, what do you call them? Extra special interactions with the other side many times, in many ways. I'm told that I'm audio clairient, which is I hear the voices from the other side, or the guides, or I call him my UPS man, my universal power source, who delivers every morning when I meditate. So I certainly believe in it enough to know that there's so many things in my life that are not explainable, inexplicable, if in a logical way. So as a scientist, I have a PhD in organizational psychology. Sometimes it's a little bit daunting when I hear about people like Kimberly, and I sort of like circled her for a little bit before I invited her on the show, because it's like it really does require you to expand and open your mind and your heart to believe these things, near death experiences, which I have no problems actually believing in the NDEs, but I am definitely a little skittish when it comes to things that sound like out of this world, like literally out of this world. But I am practicing what I teach, which is to keep, myself open mind, open heart. And so when Kimberly was on, she started doing a soul frequency reading. That's what I remember you calling it, but it's probably wrong. What did you start doing on me?
I do many types of different readings.
Okay.
Readings. I do soul frequency readings. I'm known for being the world's most respected medical intuitive psychic medium.
So what is that exactly for those who haven't?
Yeah, so I've been researched and studied all over the country as a medical intuitive medium, which is a root cause psychic medium. So I detect all kinds of diseases inside of people's bodies before they know they have it. And even after they have it, they come to me so I find the root cause of why they have it. And I've been documented and researched all over the country.
Wow. Well, I know of one of those people, which is how I met you, who had, you tell the story. So he was a pitcher for the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, that was Sandoval. But the reason why I'm published all over the country is because I've been researched at ions, noetic science, research companies, and all over the country. And this is something I do as a living. I do this every day. I have an office in Encino and I'm on Zoom. And but what I did on you was a different type of reading. I didn't do a medical intuitive reading. I did a soul frequency reading. And the soul frequency readings are messages and numbers that go into the next 10 years.
Got it. Thank you for that distinction.
Yeah. And what's happening is that I'm not the only psychic and medium that do different types of readings from the afterlife, but I am the only psychic and medium that's doing these soul frequency readings. This is something new that's coming up. And I don't know if you want me to tell you a little story about something that just recently happened with the fires.
Sure.
Or do you want me to just go in and do the soul frequency reading?
I mean, you started the soul frequency reading and we didn't finish, which is why I wanted her back to complete that, because we ran out of time. But I mean, totally up to you.
Yeah. So soul frequency readings that we did do with you, I did do some of the numbers that were coming up. And what you were saying about being skeptical about psychics or mediums or whatever, intuitives. I mean, I think we've had enough research starting with Edgar Cayce to know that mediums and psychics are real. And we all have the intuitive ability to tap into that. Or publishers would not be putting books out right now. And psychics like Edgar Cayce would not have been predicting these occurrences throughout history that have happened. So I just wanted to do a little story, if it's okay, about the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Something did happen recently about these horrific fires that have taken place, personally to me. So about 2 months ago, I get messages through my eye blinking. Like, part of how I get messages, every psychic and medium gets messages differently. Well, you have abilities also because you're a little bit of a psychic medium too. I get my abilities through my eyes that blink, and I hear and I sign language. and I hear through the left ear, because when I had my near-death experience, I lost the hearing in my right ear. So all my spirit team come through the left ear. So I've been looking for a place to move. I live in the San Fernando Valley, and a publicist had notified me that I know, said there is a very, very well-known person. I won't say who he is. He has a Malibu estate and he has a guest home and he would like to rent it out. Do you want to look at it? And I said, sure. And so he called me up and he said, would you like to come look at my estate? And it's a great price and it's overlooking the ocean. And my eyes blinked because they do these codes like they do with the soul frequency numbers. And they blinked, this is good to do. So I get there. It's overlooking the whole Pacific Coast ocean. It's gorgeous. This man throws a lot of events there. He's an amazing person. He's well known in the Malibu community all over Los Angeles. And I hear in my left ear, no, it's a whisper. If you read my book, you'll hear how I hear a whisper. It said, no. I said, I have to think about it. What do you mean you have to think about it? This is a great situation. Utilities included, this and this, very reasonable, less than what I'm paying right now. It kept saying, spirit team, no, 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 no.
Let me guess, it's gone now.
I get home. My girlfriend says, you have to take that. It's if I show you it on a map right now, it is complete dust.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. And he called about a week later and left a message on my machine. He says, another girl came to look at it, but I like you. I want you to take it. And I kept hearing, no. My spirit guides whisper. When they hear the afterlife, they whisper. They tell me everything in the left ear. There's many team members that come in, but this is my grandmother. She was whispering the no. Not only is everything, 95% is gone in Palisades, but Malibu also got hit. He's also gone. He died.
Oh.
He was taken too. I am connecting to him also now. So not only is this unbelievable, I also went to a woman's retreat in Palisades a week later. And when I was there, I heard there was some kind of disaster going to hit. I told my friend, something's going to happen. She goes, what are you talking about? I kept getting chills through my body.
So
one more thing I'm going to tell you. I could not find an apartment in the Palisades. I wanted to move over there. Everything I kept looking, if I showed you, they kept saying no.
It does make me a little sad, though, that there wasn't a way that you could have used that information to, I don't know, avoid.
There was nothing I could do. They were just protecting me. But here's one more thing I want to announce. I did save, and you could call them, numerous clients from moving to Florida before the Hurricane Helene hit. And I got a lot of people out of there because they were living there. And I said, I do feel something is going to hit. I was blinking, get out of there. And they did move out before that.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost like, I guess that is the same thing around, I thought, when you were talking about the medical part. Do I really want to know what is wrong in my body? Because if I don't know, and I don't want to go through, loads of chemo. I watched my father, die literally of the treatment to lymphoma, is like not knocking what you do. and I'm sure that you're helping a lot of people who didn't know who could, first response and catch it early and all of that. But that's my I guess my science side. That is, there is a little bit of a downside to sometimes knowing something that you cannot control, that is negative, that's coming. So it's like, if I can't control it and it's negative and it's coming, do I really want to know? But anyways, that's a whole show.
Well, let me answer that though. Throwing something out like that is important to answer.
Okay.
And most of the time that people come to me, they already know. They want to find like the root cause or the preventative or good things to eat or drink and things like that. And
Okay.
most of the time when I do a regular scan on somebody, the medical traditional scan I do, I'm not necessarily telling somebody they have cancer. I'm pretty much always saying, get this checked out if I get a hit on an energy coming in on their body. If you look in my work, you'll see me getting a hit on a lump on a breast. I'll get chills, hot flashes, a 1 to 5 scale on it, and I'll say, go get a mammogram. But if I do get a call back saying, you know what, the doctor just told me I have first stage breast cancer, I am so glad I can get this out. So having someone around in your back pocket is not a bad idea.
No, not at all. Not at all. And that is the benefit, definitely the benefit.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the other extreme. So in my father's case, it was too late. And if he had just not tried to go that route, know woulda, shoulda, coulda.
But I'm talking, I'm sorry about that, but I'm talking about the community in Los Angeles, or all of the people that don't know about me. That is a shame, because so many people that do know about me have been healed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's so many millions of people, especially in our community in Los Angeles, that don't know about me, that are suffering. And the people that come in from all over the country to see me are being healed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
that's sad.
Yeah.
There's so many people in LA that don't know about me, and so many people out of LA that come in to see me.
Yeah. And let me go back to something you said about everybody does have the ability, the intuitive ability to know or communicate or have that extra knowledge that you are talking about having access to.
Yes.
And that is it starts with a BS belief system that's possible in order to open that door. And so it's interesting. You said, Dr. Marissa, you have that, whether you believe it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, you have that based on the experiences that I've had. And this is, why I continue to challenge myself in the beliefs around this stuff, because people will come and say to me, I heard that you're a healer. And I'll say, oh, yeah. And the reluctant woo-woo comes out. And then my hand will actually, and it's starting to vibrate now, it'll vibrate and it'll go and touch the area on the person that is having some challenge, which is like, that's like too weird for even, and it's happening to me. So I think that everybody, it's that sixth sense that we talk about, that people will accept that, right? That you had a hunch about something, and that is, that part, I definitely think that if we all allowed ourselves to be open to that part of us, to be even able to communicate with those loved ones who are on the other side. I think that this is something that isn't accepted necessarily in our society. It is getting more. Definitely, you're doing a great job in having that being, normal, so to speak. But I know that I've been working on that. Like, why do I have to think about my dad as gone? He's not gone. I feel his presence, my Chinese dad, not my bonus dad. And what would he be saying to me right now? And Abraham Hicks, definitely, Esther has helped also open that door, because the fear of death, between near-death experiences and our own connection and ability to hear the other side, are two things that I think would really magnify the life that we have here on the planet. So there's my commercial for myself, and to allow yourself to be open, because in the last half of this show, which we're already at the halfway mark, what Kimberly's going to do is come and listen as she tilts her head and listens on the ear that was not damaged in her near-death experience, and bring messages to me that I may be skeptical about, but I really want to hear. So my willingness to want this is pretty big for me. And that's, the fact that I want this, I know is going to enhance my ability to allow whatever she's saying to help me. Does that make sense?
Nothing really makes sense unless you're open to it. But also, for me, I live in the world of spirit. So I'm always in it, So when you're in it, you're in it. But yeah, it does take sense.
I've got a toe in it.
Yeah. And so what's happening is the world is moving so fast in the fifth dimension and beyond, the people that are not evolving. So like when you go to the fire and you see people holding up Bibles that didn't burn, God is saying, wake up now.
All right.
The people that are on the other side, like your dad, are not really on the other side. The veil is very thin. Mm-hmm. There is really no veil, because we never die.
All right. So with that, you gave me numbers of, let's see, you started with a 9, I think. But anyways, I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
We're going to go for all the numbers. And yes, we are already on the other, we're beyond the veil.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm strapped in. Put your seatbelt on. Here we go. Actually, let's just take a breath. And I need to pause for news, traffic, and weather, and I'm not going to be doing it during the middle of this. So we're going to be right back. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Chuck Willery on the other side, and he's here. But we'll be back in peace out. Don't go away.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my YouTube TV channel, which houses all 1,306 podcast shows. But who's counting? Over the last 623 consecutive weeks, or 663 consecutive weeks. And we're so glad you're here today. I am about to get a soul frequency reading by Kimberly Meredith, the renowned psychic, medical, intuitive, and more. Here we go.
Who is maybe here or maybe on the other side. I'm just kidding you. Okay. And I don't know if you have anybody that wants a reading on the chat. I mean, we could do that too. But also, okay, so let's do yours first. So thank you. I am honored to do the reading for you. The guides are saying, take a deep breath. You know, you're right. The first thing that comes up for the guides, they're already saying is, and we want to make sure you'll have this so you can write it down later. We're going to say a couple things for you. they're telling me again, over and over again, and you have to be, like you said, why don't you say a couple words, because the words that you were, and I hope you're okay with me saying this too, because they're saying it to me, understanding the language that we're moving into is different. So the language that, like when you said you like Esther Hicks, I channel a lot of the afterlife mediums and psychics that crossed over, like Dolores Cannon. You might have known her work. Seth Roberts. These are psychics and mediums that cross, that come over and use my work, use me through their work. The language is a little different. When we're moving into, in the book, there's a whole glossary of new words of language that these guides like to use. So I am open. I am ready for the messages. So these are things they like you to hear. So because you're saying you're skeptical and all those type of words, when you say those words, it pushes away the guides from delivering it to you and you receiving. Do you understand?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're open more to it, like you say you are right now. Okay. So they're showing me 2 9s for you. Meaning there's a double message of you being around. When I say bigger community, it means like a lot of change for you. And when I say 2025, it's saying 2026. So, you can play this back again, like maybe in a year, and see where you are. When I say there's also a 7 and a 5 coming up. These are the numbers coming up. 7 means a spiritual teaching, but also creative, like the 5 means creative. And then there's a lot of abundance in it, which is the 11. I see something in television coming up. That's the 9. So the 9 goes off into the 11, which is television. So I don't know if you have your sight on being in TV or something like that, but they're showing, when I say television, they're going the 9 again. Do you want to confirm anything?
Well, I'll go back to the last one that you did, which you are touching on with the big stages and speaking. I have been doing motivational speaking to, pretty big stages. So that is something that was confirmed when you were talking last time that I did not talk about this time. This show itself is on a platform that could be considered TV. So
that's good that you're coming back to the guides, because they're confirming. So when you talk back with them, they're saying not this platform as television.
Okay.
They're saying the stage is the 7, which 7 is spiritual teaching.
Okay.
And then they're saying a book. You have your book. That goes with it. When they talk about that, so there's a double 9 piggybacking on it. You have 2 9s. I'm getting chills about this, because the second 9, when I say TV, that's another 9. You have 3 9s. Is it going to be cable? So when I said cable TV, or is it network television? Do you want to ask?
Sure. Is it going to be cable or network?
Or streaming? I feel like there could be some big opportunity with a cable network, a cable streaming situation too. You'll still be on here, but there's going to be some sort of situation happening. And also, they showed me God is doing it, and they showed me there's some soul There's a person on the afterlife involved in it, a soulmate involved in it. The reason why I saw a person coming in on the left side of your shoulder when we're talking about that, they're working on that for you.
Okay.
This is already set in stone.
All right. It's in my vortex.
So it's not a vortex. This is something, I don't know if you're working on that. Have you been working on it?
Nope.
Okay. Don't have to. Like me, I never was working on writing a book. I don't know if you know that I used to write plays, though, before my accident. I was a writer with plays, and I was in television, and I used to work on a lot of shows, but I never, ever thought I would be an author.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought my book would be picked up by 3 major publishers. But they are saying something. There is something in the works for the cable.
Okay.
Also, they're talking about you want to ask something about a relationship? Here,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
here, or you don't have to ask here if you don't want.
Oh, no. I've been swiping, a swiper, no swiping. And after 800 matches, I've been on 28 first dates, 2 second dates, 1 third date, 1 fourth date. And I have no one in the lineup right now. Because
Okay.
It's been a fun activity. I haven't met anyone that would enhance my life.
Yeah. Do you want to ask if it's like what year or something that, or ask the guides?
Okay.
They're talking as if somebody's coming, or where you should look, or something else, or something around, or
is there someone for me before I go to the other side that is really going to enhance?
there definitely is somebody out there for you. Do you want to ask if the sites or where you're going to be finding them? But this is how I help people.
Okay. So should I stop swiping? Because it'll be a year in like a week. And I've been considering not doing that anymore.
They're saying you're not. Yeah. So how I help people find their mate too is by just asking if that's the place that you'll find them. They keep saying no.
Okay. So
yeah,
I can stop
probably not there for you. I think you are not giving yourself enough credit of how evolved you are. You want to ask the guides from 1 to 5, how spiritual are you really? You keep saying you're kind of not, but I have to say, you really are.
Well, I am. No. I really am, like, spiritual. I'll claim 5 out of 5, and I'll jokingly say I'm the most materialistic spiritual person you'll ever meet, because I like nice stuff. And if you have that perception that spirituality is like Mother Teresa or something like that, that's not me. However, I am very spiritual. The reluctant woo-woo part is the extreme spiritual, right? So
I mean, you are so cute, because if you saw, like, my office is Tiffany's, I wear Gucci bags. I'm so opposite from like the other spiritual people, but yet I am so, I mean, I lay hands on a tumor and it dissolves, but I'm so, I don't know, maybe I'm the Beverly Hills spiritual person, but I like all the fancy things, but I do have the spiritual gifts. Yeah. So I understand what you're saying. But yeah, they're saying you are very spiritual. That the only reason I'm saying is that because I feel like you're, not to say spiritual apps, I'm going to get in trouble, are not good, but they're just saying you may be not at that. That's just not where you're going to find somebody. They're just telling me. They're saying to me, you do have a soulmate path for you. They're saying it's going to be in community. They're showing me somewhere in a community space, you're going to be
matched.
Absolutely. They're telling me in a social place. This person is he's a 4.
He's 4 foot tall.
He's a 5. It made me laugh. And he's a 7. So when you find him, don't say Kimberly told me these numbers. Okay. No, he's kind.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. That's the first number. Okay. So he's super kind. I don't know if he's going to be like a healer or fireman or nurse, or a healer. I mean, something where he's all heart, all heart. The second number is he might be a business person or they're not saying creative, but they're saying he knows he makes money, but he's not all about business. So he's not the 5 at the beginning. It's the 5. He's a business person. He's a good, he knows, he's like some sort of business type person. I don't know exactly what kind of business, but when a 5 is up at the top, that means they're just all about business.
Okay.
What I like about this person is that he has heart first.
Mm-hmm. Good.
He's business, but he has heart first.
Okay.
So say if he was a real estate person, he's still about his heart. He's kind and loving and going to put you before that. And he has spirituality. He loves God. He has spiritual love of the omnipresent.
Okay.
So he should. Those are just the first 3 numbers I'm going to give you about him. So just kind of you get that vibe about the person.
Mm-hmm. So nothing about the way they look or.
No, I'm not giving you anything like that right now. Okay. I'm just giving you the overall feel of the person. Mm-hmm. So if you meet someone and I don't get this is a writer or a creative like person, I get that he is like, if you meet somebody and he's an IT person or a business kind of guy that, that he can handle finances. He's like that kind of person, smart kind of guy, but also really in his heart. That kind of person, really, really sweet, and spiritual.
Okay.
I do get spiritual.
So I've been saying that I would like an alpha man. Is that thwarting? Because it doesn't sound like what you're describing is an alpha.
I do get that. I do get that.
Oh, you do?
Yes, because he's a 5. He can take care of himself and others. When I get that, I don't think you're understanding, but I get that he is kind.
Okay.
So when a person has a 4 at the top, that means they are kind and caring.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because in our society, sometimes men who are kind and caring might be seen as a little wussy, and alpha is more powerful, strong, directive. But my friends all laugh at me when I say I think I want an alpha guy. They're like, that would be a disaster because I'm, a little on the strong, independent side. So it's like a clash instead of a fit. But I do like the way you're describing is a strong but kind and caring. So, or kind, caring, strong.
So a man that is, or a woman that has these are the guides Elohim numbers. If they're all 5s coming in, normally they're very narcissist, egotistical, and it's not always great to have. So some couples come to me, they want me to do the soul frequency numbers together matched because they're headed for divorce. And I do their soul frequency numbers without them telling me anything about them. They'll just do a reading together with me. And I see a lot of negative numbers come up right away. And I'll say, are you guys thinking about separating? They'll go, yeah, we are. And I'll see these numbers. So it's not like I just started doing these numbers. I've been doing them for 2.5 years. And I do them on stage at expos. And sometimes I'll find out that when they first met, they already started out having those numbers not so good, And so first 3 numbers, I'll tell you those again. I don't know if we remember from last time, but I feel like your number when you came in the world, let me see what they said. You came in as a 4 also. You're very loving and caring. So your first number is like, that's why you're out always trying to serve, and you're out, you're out there, helping and serving. And then you're also a 5, but you're not a creative. You're not a business 5. You're a creative 5.
Okay.
So you would do really well with somebody. Yeah. And then you have that community and that teaching. So yeah, that'd be really good.
Anything that my dad is actually specifically talking to me about, my bonus dad. I mean, not my bonus dad, my Chinese dad,
Do you want to say his name for me?
David, Dr. David C.T. Pei.
Dr. David.
Pei.
Let's see if he comes in. Dr. David Pei. He keeps, it's funny. He keeps telling me something about yours. I think he's coming in right now. Are you having any health issue?
Not chronic at all. I mean,
Okay.
just regular things that happen when your body doesn't keep up with the youth that you think you are.
Okay. I don't know if he's saying about when he passed away, his health issue, but he's saying something about you were there for him. Were you with him when he passed away?
No, but the last, while he was dying, he was in LA, and I wrote a book, Lessons from My Father, and sat with him every day and read the chapters to him.
Talking about the book. Yeah. So he's talking about the book, and he's saying, I was there, or you were there, or I thank you about that. And then he's telling me something about like he's going like this, and he's saying something about the cross. I don't know why he's showing me Jesus or the Holy Spirit. Or he's saying he's with the Holy Spirit. He's saying he's with the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Well, they're kind of all together, like the energy. And he keeps saying over and over again about the spirituality of it. Is what was the book about?
Oh, just instead of sitting with someone who is gonna die chronically ill, I thought instead of asking him how he was doing, that I would start to capture all the lessons and all the wonderful experiences that I had with him. And when I sat down with him every day, I would read to him those ways in which I learned from him, and it was a beautiful time. And he, was able with that, because he's super shy, super dorky, scientist, PhD, chemical engineering. And for him to begin to open up about his heart and his feelings and, regrets that he had in life was very powerful to have that time with my father.
What's the name of the book?
It's just Lessons from My Dad. That's it. I never published it. It was a book for him. It was a book for him to read to him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have it done?
Yeah. I don't know where it is, but it is. That's another question for you.
Yes.
Is there? I don't think it's that book, but I have been playing with the idea of another book. But this book on happiness, it also came around in a very unusual way, like yours. With no literary agent, 3 offers in a week, and all of that. But people ask me all the time, when are you going to do another book? And my response has been, I'm not done with this one yet, because 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are, there's still so many unhappy people. So the question is there a book in this next year that I should be or need to be, or do you see that happening? And if it's the same publisher or not?
That's what your dad is answering. He came in to say he wants you to. So he's showing me the 7 again, the 9 and the 10, which is a book, you being a spiritual speaker. And the 10 is the mission and the 11 is abundance. So it's definitely doing another book.
Okay.
And probably a new book and getting maybe a different, I don't know who the publisher was or the agent that helped you with the book.
No agent, publisher, straight to publisher. I got the voice, the audio clearance, told me to write. I just lost a $200,000 deal. And so I wrote for a week, got an email from Motivational Press. I didn't go with them, but out of the blue, they said, we follow motivational speakers. Are you writing anything? Sent them the 2 chapters, sent me an offer. So, and then 2 more offers. And I took the one from New York. But again, obviously I am connected.
He's really coming in. Yeah. So you could always get an agent and shop it to the big 5 if you wanted and get with like a Penguin or somebody like that, even Daddy's saying.
Okay.
And that's before you go to, it's always an option like that.
Okay.
I just came in again. He showed me the 9, which is, or go with the same people, whatever you feel, but they're saying their thing.
Okay.
The sky's the limit for you.
That's interesting because I've been saying, go up, #UP, which stands for unlimited possibilities. So the sky's the limit is definitely apropos for that.
The world's your oyster.
Yes.
Especially when you have your dad and you got your spirit team.
Great. And we have 1 minute left. And it was very fun.
I want to be with you forever.
Thank you. If you've just tuned in, and we've gotten some wonderful reactions, people been giving us the finger, not that finger, but this finger. Thank you so much for being part of this soul frequency reading. If you've just tuned in, you can get the rest of the show and all the things that have been communicated. I won't say predicted, but communicated to me from the other side, thanks to Kimberly Meredith. If you want to work with her, it is easy to do so. She holds weekly sessions for those who want to be more connected to their intuitive side. I definitely want to be able to do that one of these days on a Thursday, I believe you said it was. Get her book. You can get that anywhere. Just Google, use my assistant Google, put Kimberly Meredith on there. She'll pop up everywhere. And then you too can get a soul frequency reading or medical intuitive information, just in case there's something that you need to know about your body so you can begin the healing process. It's all about balance. How was that as a commercial?
You're great.
All right. If you could sign out with me now. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Thank you to Kimberly Meredith. Tomorrow, doctors in the house. We're going to be talking about healing from devastation, of course. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.